Hey everybody, welcome to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. I can't wait to get to this one. We just watched The Jungle Cruise. The Emily Blunt and The Rock star in this one. Lots of family fun, great soundtrack, and awesome effects. I can't wait to get into this one. Here's a spoiler-free review. Here we go.
It's SINA. She ruckus. Deadbeat. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. You ain't a killer, boy. Stop. I hear you yelling stacks on deck, boys.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Llama Show. Thank you for joining me on this movie review. We're reviewing The Jungle Cruise. It stars Emily Blunt and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Really fun family movie, and I can't wait to talk about it. It is going to be spoiler free, so you can watch this without worrying about it. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. But before we get to the review, make sure you give a like and subscribe. When you hit subscribe, you become a member of the Llama Nation. Hit that bell notification so you know when we post videos. All right, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the review. We have Disney's Jungle Cruise. It's rated PG-13. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes. It's currently in theaters and available on Disney Plus with Premier Access, as long as you pay the additional fee. It stars Emily Blunt and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Edgar Ramirez. It's based on Disneyland's theme park ride, where a small riverboat takes a group of travelers through a jungle filled with dangerous animals and reptiles, but with a supernatural element. It has lots of story, lots of family fun, and plenty of charisma from both of its leads. This is a great movie for the family. So Disney's Jungle Cruise. It is a great movie. It's a family-friendly movie, and it's just a great escape. It's the reason that you go to the movies, is to have fun in a fun family adventure that is reminiscent to other blockbusters of its sort of in the same realm. Really great performances by all involved, but it's not that it's a perfect movie. It just was a fun escape. But let's talk about a couple of things. All right, Jungle Cruise is a great fantasy adventure. And the great thing about this, and I'm not spoiling this, I'm just telling you, the movie is exactly that. It's an escape. And it's fun, it's filled with adventure, filled with, you know, jump scares, and all kinds of fun stuff for you and the family to enjoy. The great thing about this movie, again, I'm not spoiling anything by saying that it has a great ending. It has a good beginning and an end, and it's not something that's gonna make you sob uncontrollably as you're leaving the theater. It's actually a fun, uplifting movie, and just loads and loads of extras and special effects, and all the things that you go to a summer blockbuster for. Now, Jungle Cruise is obviously based on the Disneyland ride, but it does borrow from a lot of blockbusters that it came before it. Indiana Jones, for example, Romancing the Stone, Pirates of the Caribbean, and The Mummy. The movie The Mummy is probably the one that it's closest to, because it has similar character structures. And what I mean by that is Emily Blunt is similar to Rachel Weisz in that they both had that same smart heroine that was going to move the movie along. Brendan Fraser and then The Rock, comparing those two, is really just the muscles, the testosterone, or the male piece of that. And then you always, I think, I don't remember the brother's name in either one of the movies, but there's a comedic brother who should not even be part of the adventure, but he's there and he does provide comedic relief. In Jungle Cruise, you're following Emily Blunt's character first. She's on a mission to find this secret plant or flower that says to be sort of like the fountain of youth, or have this healing quality which can save medicine and save all of time, which to me is a great fun fantasy adventure for just in that regard to what they're looking for. And it harkens back to Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they're looking for something that is elusive. Then they meet up with The Rock, and The Rock is the titular Jungle Cruise skipper, and what he provides is just a great counterbalance to Emily Blunt, and they do work really well off of each other. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He does the funny elements. The best part of this was The Rock, or the skipper, or Skippy as Emily Blunt's character would call him, were all the dad jokes. I mean, there were dad jokes sprinkled throughout, and even though at first glance, when you're first watching the movie and he starts hitting you with these dad jokes, it is a little bit cringy, as the movie progresses, you laugh more and more to these dad jokes. So I really appreciated that element from The Rock's performance. Now, I will talk about a couple things that were a little concerning, or not really concerning, but just some critiques. One of them is the reusing of some of the same special effects from other movies, in particular Pirates of the Caribbean. A lot of the cursed soldiers or cursed, conquistadors are retreads or rehashes of some of the Pirates of the Caribbean villains, and so you have that element there. So that's one thing that I found. Again, if they were great, but the effects weren't as mind-blowing as I thought they were. The action and the stunts were great, and it had a lot of fun elements. The guy who played the bad guy, and his name escapes me, but he was doing the typical German, accent, and he was, World War I profiteer trying to get these, trying to get this to win the war. And it just was a little cliche, but it is, circa 1920 when they're doing this particular, where they're setting up the scene for this movie. Overall, I'm going to rate this movie a C+. It's a great family movie. It's got awesome fantasy elements. And I really enjoyed the performances by The Rock, by Emily Blunt. Even Paul Giamatti was in there, but for small, brief instances. He really didn't serve a whole lot of purpose. The movie is a lot of fun, but there are some plot holes and also some plot devices that needed to be fixed. Nothing that takes away from the movie. That's why I give it a C+. Overall, lots of family fun. It's fun for the kids. It's fun for adults. It's a great time at the movies. It's what the movies are meant to do, is to entertain and have fun. And so I give it a very favorable rating. I recommend it to anybody who wants to watch it. It is a good movie, and I give The Rock and Emily Blunt a lot of credit for moving this along. Again, one could say, look, it might be another retread of Disney just trying to push one of its rides into a movie format, but the story is good, and the action is fun, and so that's what I like. Now, again, the things I take away from it are that they weren't unique and they weren't their own, and if they had done that, brought something original to the table, I would have probably rated it a lot higher. All right, once again, that's my review of The Jungle Cruise. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. C+ is what I gave it as a rating. It's a good movie. Definitely recommend it for the family, and definitely if you're watching it at home. I watched it at home with Disney Premier Access, and I had my soundbar and everything cranked up. So much fun, lots of great stuff on the Dolby Atmos track. All right, that's my review. Let me know if you agree with me. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, become a member of the Llama Nation, and hit that bell notification so you know when we post videos. Once again, I'm the Big Llama. This is the Big Llama Show. Peace out.
I'd never lose you, baby. You're the one I keep as my prima donna, my only ruby. You are the one for me.
Yeah, I tell her, baby, you're the one for me. Never two unless you're telling me you feel it too.